We under the lights tonight.
By the way, sad news. It appears, at least for now, that Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist has been canceled by NBC.
Horrible decision.
Hoping that the show can find another home.
Apparently NBC also canceled Manifest, which just hit like #1 on Netflix's streaming services. So I'm just like, well, I mean, I don't know budgeting, but damn, NBC, what the hell?
Well, and what Jane Levy was saying was they keep going with crime dramas, and I'm so sick of that.
Yeah, like we keep seeing these ambitious shows get shot down. Like anyone that tries to do anything relatively different and interesting is just like, nope, too much.
Well,
and it started with that medieval show, Gallivant. Man, that was fun.
Yeah.
Nope, too ambitious, too different.
Well, and I was reading the comments to that article, and they were like, well, it was just too niche, and like, oh, honey, just deal with it. Your show didn't do well in ratings and whatever. And I'm like, I never saw anything about ratings, but it was a fucking enjoyable show. And it sucks that people like us can't get a show like that we are actually into to last.
Yeah. I mean, Glee was niche, and it went way longer than it deserved to.
Yeah, because Glee was a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
And you can't blame it. I mean, they tried everything. They had this whole, almost Black Lives Matter sort of thing, and with
they played to the woke crowd,
being trans and whatever, like
all the stuff we hate about shows that's supposed to appease the masses.
And people called it cringy because there was a musical aspect to it.
I don't know. Was it just too expensive to produce? Maybe.
No, it was apparently just ratings.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
But somebody said like, Jane Levy complaining about crime shows, and she was in Evil Dead and some other show.
When she was, what, like 13?
I don't
Hell.
think she was 13. Maybe 18 or 19.
Oh, okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
I will say, though, that after seeing that little video, I was just like, I don't know if I can watch her the same, and it's a little weird.
Whatever. Point is, it was only canceled like 4 days ago.
And they're trying to find the showrunners are trying to find another home for it because it's a good show.
It is.
And there's so many homes that it could go to.
It ended on a cliffhanger.
It did. And I just hope that wherever they land will be something that we can have access to.
Yeah.
So that's our sad news for the day.
Yeah, I'm quite displeased about it.
And she didn't even see it coming. Like she had said in this article that you shared that, she packed her stuff into storage, like thinking, yeah, no, I'll be back.
Yeah, as far as I knew, it was doing fine. Like, it's one of those things where
it's original.
It's quality over quantity. Like, everybody that watched it loved it, it seems like. It got high, I can't say ratings. What did it get? it got high marks.
It was critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed. But I guess it didn't appeal to the masses. I don't know. That's network TV anymore. Like, how many people, honestly, are watching shows on the major networks live?
But most of what is streamed is those fucking medical and crime dramas. Like, Grey's Anatomy has lasted way longer than it should ever have it right to.
Yeah. A dime a dozen, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. Apparently that's what people like.
How many NCIS versions are there now? Like, originality is punished. That's what we're learning. And I thought streaming services were going to save us from that.
Yeah. Anyway, Brooklyn Nine-Nine Season 2, Episode 1, Undercover.
Meanwhile, back to our crime show.
Original crime show.
And a comedy.
Just like Scrubs was the original... It was a different take on the medical drama.
Because it wasn't a drama. It was a sitcom that...
It had drama.
It had drama. It was well done.
Yeah. Like, if I'm watching a procedural, it's something like Scrubs or Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Because...
Which, does that even qualify as procedural? I don't know.
No, it doesn't, but it plays on the trope.
Plays on the trope. Is not the trope. Musical is not a trope. Where's... We have another pack, right?
Yes. It's behind the computer.
Good. Yes, let's do the thing.
So, Undercover. Jake is at a wedding, hair slicked back, giving a speech. Used to be a cop, but I was dirty. Angie and Marco. He says the meatballs and gives the signal. The squad busts it up. Jake stays undercover.
Sorry, that lighter's only good for a single light. Gotta refill it. Yeah, so he was undercover and he's dressed up like a mobster and he's giving a speech at a wedding.
Back at the precinct, Charles tries to prank Jake, but can't contain himself.
Yeah, he was like, all right, Jake's coming back from being undercover. Let's all prank him and pretend like we don't even care that he's back. And Jake walks in and Boyle turns around and goes, Jake! Because he's Boyle.
Back at the precinct, Charles... Oh, wait, I already said that. Rosa fills Jake in on what he missed. Jake and Amy get a moment alone. She arrested a perp named Joe Uterus. She's still with Teddy. Jake says it was a mistake for him to tell her he didn't mean it. To tell her that he liked her. And he's like, oh, I didn't mean it.
Yeah.
Terry runs drills pretending to be various.
No. Is this when he says he didn't mean it? Yeah, I guess this is when he said that. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Terry's running drills pretending to be various parts. Right now he's a confused old woman.
Yeah.
Gina tells Boyle she's not going to tell Jake about the incident when they slept together.
Yeah, Holt has Terry running drills pretending to be various kinds of people that could come into the precinct, like a confused old woman, a 7-year-old boy, blah, blah, blah. He has to play these parts so that all of the precinct can react and do what is... do what's appropriate if in that scenario. And they're all kind of confused, like, why do we have to keep doing this? But Terry commits to his roles.
He does. So Gina tells Boyle she's not going to tell Jake about the incident when they slept together, but she's concerned that Boyle is going to spill the beans.
Yeah, because he tells Jake everything.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Holt calls Jake into the office. The FBI congratulates Jake. The worst guy at the bus got away. Jake says they, the mafia, still trust him. He wants to go back undercover. He wants to bring Boyle with him. As they prepare, Boyle asks if Jake had an undercover mafia best friend. The plan. Boyle has to hit Jake to establish the cover. At the precinct, Gina starts establishing a friendship with Scully and Hitchcock, knowing her social status is about to go down.
Because she acknowledges, no, Boyle's going to spill the beans, and I'm not going to be popular anymore, because I will have slept with Boyle.
Jake and Boyle go to the perp's girlfriend's house. Meanwhile, Terry is playing the part of a 7-year-old boy at Holt's orders. The perp's sister, Bianca, is played by Jenny Slate, who played Mona Lisa in Parks and Rec. We watched Parks and Rec in between seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so when Jake's sister was gonna enter the picture, I for sure thought it was gonna be Jenny Slate, aka Mona Lisa from Parks and Rec, but it wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. Now, it was an SNL alum who was a new girl. Winston's
girl, yeah.
Yeah. But that really surprised me. But then going back and rewatching, it was like, oh.
Yeah,
sure. I thought it would have been Jenny Slate, but...
No, because she was already played a part in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
And played Andy Samberg's girlfriend in a Lonely Island video.
Oh.
Yeah, threw it on the ground.
Oh, threw it on the ground, okay.
My so-called girlfriend.
She accuses him of being the rat. Boyle busts her. At the precinct, Rosa has made Terry the toddler happy with a moon bounce. Jake gets Bianca to... But she would have used different wording for this. Jake gets Bianca to finger Freddie.
That's the term! Well, that echoed.
By telling her he's sleeping with her younger sister. There's so much wrong with that sentence. It's so wrong. It's so wrong in so many ways. Jake gets Bianca to finger Freddie by telling her he's sleeping with her younger sister.
Got fingered. Freddie got fingered.
Yeah, I never saw it.
No, neither did I. It looked horrible.
Yes.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Sorry, it was in the trailer. I just remembered. Forget about it.
Terry defends his actions to Holt. There's going to be a new commissioner of the NYPD. Holt is trying to keep the squads ready. But dialing back a bit, there's going to be a new commissioner. Because the former commissioner, whose asshole son was causing problems.
Right.
So, a very subtle acknowledgement of...
the end of that storyline.
Yeah.
Oh, good catch. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Because, fuck that guy.
So, yeah, Holt is trying to keep the squad ready. Jake is late to catch the perp at the airport. Boyle consents there's something wrong with Jake. Jake said he wanted to go undercover after looking at Amy. Meanwhile, there's a surprise party for Jake at the bar. Jake demands a speech from Holt, which was very nice.
Yes. It was very Holt-like, but at the end he said, we're very proud of you.
Jake brings the champagne, tequila, and scotch drink to Amy.
Mm-hmm.
And then he added olive juice. He admits that he really does have feelings for Amy. He doesn't want to hold anything back. He acknowledges that she's with Teddy. She reiterates it, unconvincingly.
Yeah, she's like, but just so you know, I am with Teddy. And I'm like, oh, you know.
At the end, Boyle didn't tell Jake about Gina. She's impressed, and they sleep together again. Season 2, Episode 2, Chocolate Milk. Okay. We open on Terry talking to the doctor. He's getting a vasectomy. The squad talks to him about it. They rail him about it.
Yeah.
And it's great.
They make awesome jokes. And Amy is very proud of herself.
Yes. Everyone has amazing jokes. After the credits, Jake is working a case of a chocolate milk shop owner that got stabbed. Terry has to be quick because he has his operation that day. Jake offers to drive him. Holt holds a meeting announcing the deputy chief is coming, so he wants the precinct spotless. Jake and Terry interrogate the victim. He says it's his former partner. Boyle and Rosa work together in evidence. Boyle is upset. He's going to his ex-wife's engagement party. His sister bails on him. You wrote nails on him.
You know, knowing Boyle, it's a terrible typo.
He asks Rosa to join. She says she has a date. The precinct. Wunch! She's the deputy chief.
Wunch. Yeah, she's the deputy chief that's going to be, is it an inspection? Is that what's happening, or just...
Yes.
Okay.
And Wunch is going to come up several times throughout the series.
Oh, yes. Oh, because this is the first time we've seen her. Right. Okay. Yeah.
And it's delightful.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like, Kira Sedgwick does an amazing job.
Yeah, she is.
You know she's married to Kevin Bacon?
What?
You didn't know that?
Dude, I don't know things.
Yeah. So 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, like, just got blown wide open. Okay, fine. Although, did they ever play parts together?
I'm sure they did, but side note, Marvel connection. The movie Heart and Souls.
Okay.
Starred Robert Downey Jr. Like early 90s, way
pre-legal trouble.
About the same time, legal trouble, but like way pre Marvel. Kira Sedgwick. Okay, so the whole movie is Robert Downey Jr. is a kid there was a bus crash with the car that he was born in, and everyone in the bus died, and they became they became tethered to him.
Okay.
And Kira Sedgwick was one of the spirits tethered to him.
That's hilarious.
Also, Alfred Woodward. And her son was played by the black guy in Ghostbusters. It's a great movie. You should watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of interplay. Anyway.
It's just, every time I think about Robert Downey Jr. in the early years, I think about a random Simpsons episode from back in the day when the Simpsons tour Hollywood, and they're on a tour bus, and Marge looks over and goes, "Oh, look, they're filming a movie. Robert Downey Jr. is having a shootout with the cops." Bart goes, "I don't see any cameras." It's so weird to think about now.
No, we should watch Heart and Souls.
Interesting.
Maybe this weekend. Not Friday. Friday is going to be Loki. Loki, not low key.
Ah. Right.
Anyway. Sorry. Post-op, Terry is hopped up on meds. Terry couldn't complete the operation because he is too big to handle the anesthetic, so they need more.
Even though he's pretty hopped up on him.
Oh, he is so hopped up on him. He has no filter. And I honestly thought, like, Jake was going to just completely destroy Terry's reputation. Like,
right, like film him being hopped up on drugs or something.
Because he had asked, like, what do you think of Captain Holt?
Right.
And he said whatever, and Jake's like, all right, thank you so much, Dr. Penis Chop Off. But he didn't. He took him straight home.
Took good care of him.
And then at that point, Terry admits he doesn't want the operation. And then proceeds to fall on Jake and fall asleep on him, thus ruining Jake's spine. They get to the precinct the next day to interview the perp. Terry says his makeup operation is that day and claims he didn't mean what he said. During the inspection, Holt admits why Wunsch has it in for him. She made a pass at him. He admitted to being gay. Jake and Terry interview the owner's ex-partner. He seems to have an alibi. After Jake tries to convince Terry not to have the vasectomy, Boyle and Gina meet. He asks Gina to join him at his ex-wife's party. She slaps him. Jake tricks Terry into going to couples counseling. Terry tells Jake they aren't really friends and goes to the doctor's office. Jake tries to stop him. It goes hilariously. Back to the inspection. Amy found a letter of recommendation that Wunsch wrote for Holt. She didn't badmouth him because of the rejection, it turns out. Holt's been holding a grudge, thinking she was homophobic. I wouldn't even say homophobic, just...
Try again. Oh, that didn't work either. Gotta read the book.
I wouldn't say homophobic, just... a prideful rejection. It's not the fact that he was gay, it was the fact that she came on to him and she got rejected.
No, but he thought she had rejected him because she was homophobic.
Right.
She was
But
like,
that didn't
I didn't reject you because you were gay. Like, that's the point I was making in my notes.
Also, she shot him, he was out of position, blah blah blah. They hate each other for various reasons. Boyle gets cornrows.
It was really random and quick.
Jake tries to stop Terry. He talks to Gina, who was anti-vasectomy the whole time. Jake runs off to stop Terry again. Amy stands up to Holt. She says his emotions are stopping him from saving the evaluation because she wants him to keep his job.
Right, so he is refusing to... he's refusing to grovel to Wunsch in order to save the precinct because he hates Wunsch.
Can relate.
And she's like, play nice, basically. You know, I don't want to lose you as a captain.
Yeah. Rosa blows out for Jade to go with Boyle to the party. She'll make him look good and then help him to get a new apartment, aka move out of his ex-wife's apartment, which was the whole reason why he was going to this thing. It was his ex-wife's engagement party. But he is living at his ex-wife and new beau are his landlords, so he can't not go. Back at Terry's apartment, Terry thanks Jake for getting him out of the surgery. At the precinct, they get their grade, 2.7, mediocre. Holt groveled, and Terry force feeds Jake carrots. Cute scene, though. And episode 3. Jimmy Jab Games. Let's do this. Because it's 11:55. Alright. Jake is tired of motorcade duty. He asks Rosa for her friend's number for a date. She refuses. Boyle calls Jake out about his crush on Amy. At the morning meeting, they need to cordon off the streets for the Siberian president. There's a 3-hour delay where Holt and Terry will be busy. This calls for the Jimmy Jab Games. This is year 7, Circus of Fools. The squad is hyped. Holt and Terry need to meet with Wunsch to ask for a bigger budget. Jake asks Rosa to make the Jimmy Jab Games interesting, play for Katie's number. She refuses until Jake offers money.
Right, so the whole budget thing, Terry and Holt need to petition Wunsch for a better budget because they have this new drug on the streets called Well, I wrote it later on, but I can't remember. Pick something. Doesn't matter. They have a new drug on the streets they need to investigate, and so they're petitioning for a better budget in order to combat it. So, yeah.
Boyle asks Gina for help recovering an uncomfortable video that includes her, but Hitchcock has the camera. Meanwhile, the games begin, and Scully sings the ceremonial opera. So the games entail: Amy and Scully have never won the prize, the Winchester 3000, best chair in the precinct. Game 1, eat old Chinese food. Boyle and Rosa are out. Amy too. At Terry and Holt's meeting, Wunsch denies the request. Holt sabotaged the meeting to call Wunsch out. At the precinct, Boyle asks Hitchcock for the camera. Hitchcock blackmails Boyle, and then asks Boyle to make him cool. In the games, Boyle and Hitchcock are out. Game 2, the bomb suit race. Scully's out and may have gotten them backwards. Next event, go undercover and talk to cops until you get recognized. I noted that all the games are Mark related. The first one was Wahlberg. The second one was Ruffalo, and the third one was Paul Gosselaar.
Gotcha.
Amy loses in her disguise. Her pregnancy disguise fails.
Yeah, you had made a note about, interesting, unintentional foreshadowing, since that actress gets pregnant
Twice.
Yeah, twice during the show. And then the character gets pregnant.
Yeah. Jake gives Amy advice, but it turns out Rosa failed before Amy. Rosa gives Jake a chance to back out to save dignity since he still seems like Amy. Rosa changes the game, win without flirting with Amy. Amy taunts Jake, he resists having a comeback. Hitchcock keeps blackmailing Boyle for the camera. At the proposal, Wunsch keeps interfering in Holt and Terry's proposal. It's over Giggle Pig.
Pig, that's what it was.
A new drug on the streets. They get a task force. Final event of Jimmy Jams. Obstacle course. On your mark, get set. Rogan.
Yeah, I don't know what that was a reference to.
Amy wins by using Jake's advice, and they are caught by Terry and Holt. Rosa admits what it is. Boyle fights Hitchcock for the tape. Jake admits to Rosa he let Amy win. Rosa meets with Jake. She gives him the number. Terry meets with Holt. Holt feels Wunsch beat him. He needs the task force to win, and none of the detectives are good enough. I never appreciated what a good muse Terry is to Holt. He recommends Rosa to lead the task force. At the end, Boyle got the tape and destroyed it. Gina says, "See you at my place."
That is the abridged version.
Yes, and it is midnight. Fun show. I mean, not a whole lot to unpack.
No, I guess not.
Just fun.
Just fun. Okay, thanks for your time.